Good morning, good rising. Shouldn't say morning. Come on, little dog, let's go this way. We're not turning around just yet. Y'all, hold on. My dog is trying to do her own thing this morning. Have y'all ever seen my dog? Well, yeah, y'all have, because I've done videos in my backyard. I forgot. Well, here she is. If y'all want to see her big head again. Say hi, Cinnamon. Oh, she's 14 years old, so she has several fat lumps. And we're going the opposite direction of where we're supposed to be going, but hey, whatever. Alright, so anyways, back to the topic at hand. So things are heating up pretty badly. Like, things are heating up. So we've got my plans pretty much out of the window because I definitely wanted to leave the country and move to Italy. I think I have discussed that, guys, before, but it looks like these problems are obviously worldwide, and we knew that they would be, but I was just kind of hoping they'd leave Sicily out of it. But these plants and all these food situations are happening globally. They're blowing up this plant, they're doing this, they're doing that. So I guess the only place that you can be that you're not dependent on them is maybe in the Caribbean or South America, where everything kind of grows. And I mean, things grow in Sicily as well, freely. They're not in the open. I mean, we were in the red light district and there was orange trees. So it's not impossible, but just because of everything that's going on and how it's heated up so much, I don't know that I would want to be so far away from my family, all the way 8 hours away on a plane, but it's something to consider. I don't know. Anyways, back to the topic. So I'm really loving the young people that are coming through with the history and, the research of these documents and finding out so many things that are happening or that has happened already. So it looks like things are speeding up, like we're headed towards another reset. So with that in mind, if we're headed towards another reset, there was a guy on TikTok. Of course, TikTok is the place to be, but and they're trying to get rid of it. But on TikTok, there was a guy. He's got a really, really thick British accent, brown guy, but his accent is like the ones that don't say three, they say free. And, I can't even imitate it at the moment, but he has a really, really thick British accent. And so his channel, he talks about a lot of different things that have to do with the reset. He's got some comedic videos on there as well, things that are just hilarious. But one that stuck out to me was about the insane asylums that were not necessarily built, but that were recreated, or these people had buildings that were already there, so they refurbished these buildings to use them as insane asylums. These buildings were huge. These buildings were already there. So they just kind of repurposed them. But these were huge buildings with so many rooms. Just imagine the biggest hospital you've been to. This is how big these insane asylums, or these repurposed buildings, were made into insane asylums for people. So this is back mostly in the 1800s is what, come on mama, just a little bit further. This is something, Cinnamon, come on. Why is she doing this? 30 minutes, honey, that's all we got to do. 30 minutes, come on. And so, pretty much these were buildings that were set up in the 1800s, and I'm sure they probably had insane asylums prior to then. But we all know that a lot of times if women didn't comply with their husbands, or they felt like she was being too buck or doing too much sexually, whatever, sometimes women would be thrown into these places, placed on a bunch of medications and all that. Well, this guy also says that when they had the reset back in the 1800s, because of course, from the title you guys saw, old technology, things that have been being used prior to now, electric cars, electric scooters, all this stuff is like old technology, which most of the time we already know they're about 20 to 30 years ahead of us in technology. Whatever is being released out to the public they're 20 to 30 years ahead of that. So no, not surprising. But anyways, this man said that the people that were involved in the reset of the 1800s, a lot of those people that remembered the reset or remembered that there was a time prior to this one that they were moving around in, a time that was, now being erased out of history. So these people that we're talking about, what was there before or how they lived prior to the reset, they were thrown in insane asylums, never to be heard from again. Come on. And so, of course, it looks like we're headed to this reset again. So we already talked about re-education camps in the past. That was something that Alex Jones beat into us. Okay. Hey, Jerry. Yeah, definitely come back, because I'm brewing up something today. I believe I'm just been on my spirit for the last couple of days. But yeah, so these people were thrown into insane asylums, re-education buildings, camps, whatever. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, would people like us that are on these YouTube platforms or on TikTok, because they want to surveil us so bad and want to know every move we're making, every thought we're having, everything we do is, on these phones. I mean, in the morning when I wake up, my phone wakes up at the same time. I don't hear emails or anything like that. At nighttime, sometimes I'll wake up to go to the bathroom, and it's like the phone knows I'm awake and it'll start sending notifications louder. But when I'm asleep, obviously I'm not so cognizant, but there's been times that I've been just laying there resting, and I know my phone is also resting. But as soon as I get up and start moving around, then the notifications start going off. So we know they're surveilling us. We know they're listening to everything we say and do. But why? What's the point? Is it because they need to repurpose some more places to put the crazy people after the reset that knew that there was something before the reset? That's one thing. And then I just also have been just thinking about the Matrix as a whole. Like when we come here, everything is moving. The commerce, when we die, everything is still moving. Nobody stops except for maybe your family to say hello to the new baby or goodbye to the dead loved one that's passed on. Recently, I lost one of my good girlfriends. She used to buy a lot of cakes from me, a lot of tea, but she has been hella stressed out since 2020. Her mom passed away from COVID, and she took the, and she has not been well since. And every time I saw her since then, since she took it, she would say to me, I'm been right since I took that. And now she's gone. One of my other friends that took the jab has just been diagnosed with cancer. Things are heating up. Things are getting really strange. Things are getting hurtful, because who wants to lose their friends and families left and right? before their time because they've been given something to, eradicate them, as Florburn called it, the kill shot. So with that in mind, we have all this new technology, that's old technology. We've got all these Mandela effects just happening, people coming back from the dead, Bibles changing. I was reading something the other day online, and it says love covers, it said charity covers a multitude of sin. Now, we all know that it was not charity, it was love covers a multitude of sin. It's never charity. But that has changed in the Bible. And like I said, just when we come here, things are moving. When we leave here, things are moving. Nothing stops because of our one little life, our one little situation. Of course, unless we become famous in some way, then the world might care. But we're still on numbers, we're still on gematria. And when our time is up, our time is up. You guys know from what happens to me when I lose people, because just like my friend that I lost, I cried a week prior, didn't know I was crying, didn't know what was going on. But the death spirit is not one to be contended with, because it does not play nice. It does not. If it's that person's time, there's not a whole lot you can do to prevent it, because that spirit will arrest you and let you know it's not your time to shine, lady. I don't care if you think you're, Dr. Quinn medicine woman, you better sit your ass down. And that's literally how it did me when my father passed away, and with my grandmother, because I was trying to heal them, trying to heal their avatar. So, thought about the Jetsons. I'm 47. When I was a kid, what I'm doing now, talking on this phone to people out in the world, is what the Jetsons were doing when we were kids, right? That was fantasy. That was fantasy when we were children. And so here we are in 2023, we're the Jetsons. We have phones that talk. We have computers that talk. There's countries that have flying cars. We live in high-rise buildings. There are not necessarily, I know on the Jetsons, they had like a pill that they could put water on and it would make a whole meal. But hey, we have MREs. We have something similar. It may not be a pill that creates a whole meal, but it's close enough to hydrate it. So then that also brings question of the future, because we already see what our wonderful friend, how they want it. And once they get everything GMO'd, why wouldn't it be like in a pill form just to give you all your nutrients for one day, but it's dense? They're probably already doing that in some cases. But they were showing us, even when we were kids, that there were parallel universes, because the Jetsons was way ahead in technology, right? But then you had the Flintstones that was back in the Dark Ages. And these cartoons were both made by Hanna-Barbera, right? Both cartoons were made by Hanna-Barbera, and they were running at the same time. You could turn off in some cases, when the Flintstones went off, the Jetsons came on. So, and I remember, I didn't like the Jetsons. I didn't like the Flintstones. I didn't like the Flintstones at all, because it was bedrock. It was old. It was something that I didn't want to deal with. I wanted to deal with the Jetsons. I felt like that's what we were supposed to be doing. Here we are doing it. Here we are living the Jetsons. And here we are in the Mandela Effect in parallel universes. Isn't that something? So I just wanted to get on here, share my thoughts, share my experiences with you guys. I have been dealing with a lot, and I feel like this is just the beginning, honestly. I hate to say that, but I feel like this is just the beginning of us dealing with untimely deaths of people that we care about. More and more information coming out about the you-know-what, saying that it wasn't ready, it wasn't right, nobody should have taken it, but here we are. So you guys keep me, send me positive vibes. I will send them back. I will send more positive vibes to you as well. And I love you guys. We don't know what we come into out here, y'all. We don't know what tomorrow holds. These people are full speed ahead. I live in front of a train track system. So every time I hear a train, which y'all can hear it now, I'm concerned because they could come by and dump out toxic fumes to us right here, because I'm literally right here by a train track. So anyways, you guys, it's getting tough. It's getting worse. But the Bible used to say, the race isn't given to the swift or the strong, but the one that can endure to the end. I think it says something like given the chance now, but we know what it used to say. It used to say the one that endures to the end. And we're going to endure to the end of all of this. And I'll see you guys on the other side, happy, successful, wealthy, all of those things that will be. And we're going to get out of this. We have to. We didn't come this far in our knowledge to stay in it. I'll talk to y'all soon.